It just might be time for you to say sorry. I used to have a really hard time saying sorry, and I was wondering to myself recently, why is that? Why is it so hard to apologize for some people, like myself? Maybe because an apology is like admitting fault in a situation that you still feel that you're not wrong in. Maybe you live with this type of conviction in life where you can't walk back the things that you said because I said what I said. that's that's how you feel. Maybe apologizing feels like this mentality that you haven't been able to metabolize yet. Admitting that you're wrong is like this personal failure. Or maybe you just waited too long. And now an apology is just like doesn't feel right. It's not appropriate anymore. I get it. I've been there, and honestly, saying sorry is still kind of hard for me. But I do want to get to a point where I can just say sorry, and there is a reason for that. Saying sorry to me is not just an apology, it takes reflection and it takes accountability. And at the end of the day, that reflection serves you more than it can serve anyone else. A healthy apology for me isn't just for the sake of diffusing a situation or an argument. Usually, if I do apologize in the middle of a disagreement, it's because I have actually sat and actively listened to what the other person is saying and I actually feel regret or remorse. An apology just for the sake of diffusing something robs both parties of being able to be heard out. And when you just throw an apology at something without actually hearing the other person, you rob yourself of this opportunity to actually learn something about yourself. And honestly, when you don't give people the space to be able to air out their grievances with you respectfully, there is not going to be any growth on your part. And the same arguments are going to wrap back around because neither of you are being heard. But even if you can't apologize in the heat of it all, when you become more welcoming of the idea of being able to apologize to someone and you kind of strip away the pride of it, you kind of train your brain to become less subjective about situations and more objective about situations that you are actively in and that are tense. So if you're opening yourself up to the potential that you were wrong, you start to ask yourself questions like, is this how I want to represent myself? When I'm arguing, are these things that actually reflect the person that I am? Maybe with enough reflection, you're able to conclude there's nothing for you to apologize for. And that's perfectly fine, but you're not going to be able to come to those honest revelations that you were not wrong unless you're welcoming the potential of you being wrong in the first place. Honestly, the point of becoming someone who's able to apologize more is not to be the person that just throws apologies at anything that presents itself as being contentious. It's to become someone who you respect more, someone who you would listen to in an argument, someone that you can trust to handle conflict. I'm gonna give like a situation so maybe you can apply it to your own life. Imagine you go out with a group of friends and you have one friend that goes home early. You call her phone, she's not answering into the morning, and when she finally does pick up, the worry that was in the pit of your stomach is turning into anger. You and her go back and forth. You say things that are harsh and you make a comment that totally crosses a line. Now, in my opinion, in that situation, I don't think you, as the friend, are wrong for being upset that your friend left the club without telling anyone and furthermore did not contact anyone, didn't answer the phone. Yeah, I would be honestly, I made this situation because this is a moment that I would be upset. But when you reflect on what you actually said, you recognize that that demeaning language that you used and just the matter of you crossing boundaries like that is not the type of person that you want to be. Now with that reflection, with that revelation, you can go and address that friend again. You can apologize for how you addressed her, but you can also communicate now clearly that boundary that you have. That boundary of, hey, when we go out together, don't just disappear. And depending on that friend's response, you now know whether or not you can trust that friend to go out with her again. So not only were you able to sit with yourself, you're able to identify, why am I upset? You're able to identify, how do I want to carry myself? You're able to apologize and take accountability and show people, hey, I'm wrong, but I need you to respect this as well. And then you're also able to see if the people in your life are actually going to respect these new boundaries that you have. Honestly, I think apologizing will become easier when we stop treating it like it's proof that we're bad people, and instead it's proof that we're actually growing into the person that we respect. This is my first YouTube video, so I do want to end this off by saying thank you so much for watching my first YouTube video. Hopefully in like a year I can look back at this video and say ooh, and cringe real bad at it, because this is new. But this is the type of content that I've been wanting to make for a long time. This is the things I think about, and that's what I'm going to be posting on this channel for now. But yeah, my name is Clea. Thank you so much for watching, guys.